Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Say hello when you're hopping on. Let me get this shared on my business page, Becky Pfeiffer, Life is a Journey. First, it needs to come up on my Facebook page. Then we can see about sharing it. See, nope, not there yet. It's okay. It's all good. Monday. Sometimes Monday's a little slow getting started. Is that just me or is that everyone? Did you have a busy weekend? I think we did. Seems like it went by really fast. There it is. Okay, let's get it shared. Becky Pfeiffer, Life is a Journey. I try to also share these out on YouTube later in the day each time I do a live. So there's that. Let me get that over here. Share. Actually, I have to click share to have it share. See. There we go. I had to turn that speaker off so we're not getting doubled up here. All right, so we're going to talk a bit about brows today. Brows, how they frame your face. See, they're there, but they can look a little better. And also about resilience. So last week my weigh-in was really low, and I have no explanation why it was as low as it was. I really don't, because when I text it to the coach on Tuesday mornings, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, I've not seen this number in a long time. I'm not really doing anything different. And I'm like, and I told her, I'm like, yeah, tomorrow it's going to be right back up there. And it was. And then it went up some more. Well, part of that's because I was testing my Pillsbury recipe, which I need to submit. Let me get this warming up too. And so, yeah, when you create something and it's a recipe, you have to taste test it more than once. And you have to like do all the things. Well, with the Pillsbury, you actually have to give them a time of how long it takes, not every step, but in total. So there's that too. I get my daily collagen in. Started with a little primer. So yeah, so I was doing that. So the next day it was up a little bit more. And I'm trying to remember. Then I was like back on track with my normal eating and exercise. So I thought it's going to start to come down a little bit. And then Saturday, I decided Saturday I was going to go weigh in studio. So I do that once a month because, you know, lifetime member, that's what we're supposed to do. I'm going to use Giggly today. And when I just, you know, I'm like halfway through the week, I'm like, maybe I'll wait and go next week because I still got another week I can go. It'll be back down again. I'm like, you're below goal. Just go. So I did. Yep, it was up, but not as much. But then Saturday was a normal Saturday, and we had normal food and cooked a turkey breast, and that was dinner. So it was fairly, I mean, it was low point. I got up on Sunday and I was up even more. Well, Sundays are my big days. And when I say big days, I eat more calories, I eat more food, typically on a Sunday, because start the day with waffles. They're protein waffles, but they're higher in calories. Usually my breakfast on Sundays is in the 400 calorie range, which is a lot compared to my normal breakfast run around the low 300s. And then I had put on the menu, because I create our menu, brats for dinner last night. And I told my husband earlier in the day, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to have the bun, because I was up in my mind. I'm like, I need to cut back some more. And by the end of the day, I'm like, no, I'm having the bun. If it's a brat, I want it on a bun. I want it with mustard and onions. So I did. And I know it's also higher in sodium because the brats that we make, even though they're homemade, the next time I make them, which probably won't be this year, but I mean, that's the sausage recipe anyway, I'm going to cut back on the salt because I just don't feel, it has added salt in there. I don't feel like it needs it. And the sodium on them is pretty high. And every time I eat the chicken sausage for breakfast every morning, but brats are in the fairly, you know, it's in the rotation. So my food was up on Sunday. So on today, I'm like, oh, and TMI, when it was time to go poo yesterday morning, I really didn't poo very much till after, of course, I weighed and had my breakfast. I was happy to get it out of the system, but, you know, I want it there to happen before I weigh in, not after. But anyway, so yesterday was my high weight for the week. Today was down a little bit. So tomorrow when I weigh in, I know it's going to be more than what it was last Tuesday. Because like I said, that was just abnormally low and a fluke. Even though when I weighed in, I'm like, I'm going to weigh in and double check this a couple of times. And it was that low weight like 2 or 3 times. I mean, you might have heard me talk about it last week. But anyway. So yeah. So this week is, when you see my little calendar, because I post it in my stories every Tuesday morning, I do like on the calendar, I will say it's got the cumulative weeks. And so, yeah, this will be the 3rd Tuesday, right? Yeah, the 3rd Tuesday of the month. The first one was about what I've been running. The second one was like way low. And then this one's going to be back up. It's just going to be. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. So resilience. I gotta be resilient and not just say, oh, I'm gonna go off the rails. It was up anyway. Nope, gotta like stay the course. This is what maintenance is, right? You got those ups and downs no matter what. We're gonna cover some of this up this morning. It's a color corrector. We're gonna correct some of that color that's showing up there. Yeah, so we're just going to try to be resilient this week. And we will be traveling in a couple weeks because it's littlest guy's 2nd birthday. So pretty excited about that. This week on the docket this week, I need to get some paper so I can wrap the presents. I also need to remember to text cousin that was born the day before he was, that present will not be in the mail because we will be actually in Michigan shortly after the birthday. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and just take it with us instead of shipping it. Because you can't trust the mail these days. I'm sorry. Sorry to say, it's taking longer for things. Shoot, I'm getting older. It takes longer for me too. But anyway, so that's on the docket this week. Also, one of my good glam girlfriends wants to have an online party for Unique, and I haven't done one of those in a coon's age, so I started this weekend in building some content because it's like that was old stuff. I want to refresh on what's there, so that takes time. But I was feeling overwhelmed, so I had to break it down into steps so that I could actually get things accomplished. So I started yesterday. And I've gotten some posts. I need to make some videos. And I like to pre-schedule things, but then I like to interact with those things as I'm going along. So that's content building. And I also signed up for this course. That is it's a 30-day course about, just being better at what I do. So I hadn't used this in a long time, so I thought I would use it. This is the Serum Plus. It's got skincare built in, and it takes like two or 3 drops of it. I like to put it into a dish, and it's been a while since I've used it, so it doesn't take very much. It definitely like the kabuki brush. Load that brush up, and then tap it in, and then tap, tap, tap. It's a pretty decent coverage, more than what yesterday. So yesterday, I went super light on the makeup. I decided I was just going to use like the tinted moisturizer. And I just didn't like how it was looking on my face yesterday. I'm not going to lie. It's not, every day is not perfect, But there are a few things, like if your foundation's not looking great, there's a few things to look at. One is your makeup brush clean, which it's fairly clean today. We're just going to go with that. And it was fairly clean yesterday because I didn't wash it overnight. And that's one thing. too is, are you using the right foundation for the day? Do you need a little extra coverage? Like, or is it that are you using the wrong kind of foundation? But one of the things that I had not done in a while is exfoliate my face. Because if the makeup is like, if your face is getting stuff built up on it, then your makeup's gonna reflect that. Another thing to look at is your skincare good? Are you fully moisturizing before you put the foundation on? And I do that every day, but I needed to exfoliate. So last night, actually, I shaved my face, because I do. I use like an electric shaver. It's called Leah from Fancy, which is available on my storefront if you want to pick one up. I actually really like it. It's rechargeable. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I think I've tapped it enough. I'm gonna use a little bit of powder foundation just to kind of like beef up the coverage, because I've got some spots. And so I shaved my face last night, and I also did an exfoliating mask. So double duty on that exfoliation last night. So plus, probably what I should have done is use the same foundation today that I used yesterday to compare the difference. But I didn't. I wanted to switch up the foundation too, just because I haven't used this one in a while. And so that's another thing. Good morning, Anne. That you can look at if you're not liking how your foundation is looking. Maybe the type, maybe you need to exfoliate. Making sure you have the right foundation, make sure you have the right application brush, and also applying it properly. Okay, that's going to be enough of the foundation for me today. Again, that was the Serum Plus, so it's really good for mature age ladies. It's moisturized, but it goes on as a liquid, but then it kind of dries to a rosy powder-ish, but it's not a cakey powder. It's very lightweight. Feels like your skin. Isn't that a good thing? All right, so let's see. I am going to I just use Giggly on as my foundation, because we're going a little bit lightweight on the makeup today, but I wanted to use a little bit of this liner just to give it a little extra pop of color. I have a lot of these stick foundations that you can use as foundations. I tend to use them more as the liners than I do as the actual shadow. Okay, and I need to use a little bit of setting powder. That's another thing that your foundation could look a little bit off if you're not setting it properly. So I like to come in, especially under the eyes where I put that corrector. And I'll come in with a brush. Not that brush. I didn't want that one. Didn't actually get the brush out I wanted to use. Did I? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And it's a concealer brush. But after I let that corrector set for a bit, I come in with a little bit of setting powder directly underneath the eyes, tapping that in. And I let it set for a little bit, because even though it's a really good color corrector and it's very lightweight, it has a tendency to like start to settle into fine lines or wrinkles, which I got. I do. All right, let's put a little bit of bronzer on. Turn that up a little bit. These cream sticks are awesome too. You know, I used to be anti-cream products because I had oily skin in the T-zone. But as I've gotten older, I've really started to appreciate the cream sticks. One, these stay in place really well. Two, they blend so well on the face. It's not even funny. So, yep. So I'm trying to be resilient in this, even though the scale is going up a bit. It is what it is. And today I need to actually tweak a little bit on that recipe that I'm creating for the Pillsbury. I need to get some timing down on something because I changed the temperature of the oven in a prior step, and now I need to double check and see. Good morning. I need to see that I actually got the right time to bake them. And A little bit much on that side. We can fix that. I need to make sure I've got the right time as we bake them. And I actually shared the recipe with my daughter, so she's going to make it for her book club. And also double check the instructions that I gave her. And we'll be submitting with the Pillsbury. And then also to get another opinion about how they like them. My husband really likes them, which I was surprised about considering what they are. But he really likes them. Okay, so we're going to get the face set. We'll do that now? Yeah. And then I'm going to do the brows and the lips. I'm using a big old fluffy brush for the rest of the setting powder. Now this is powder, don't be afraid of it. Powder is actually this one is very hydrating on your face, so you don't have to worry about it settling in some fine lines or wrinkles. Or deep lines and wrinkles, if we have those. I mean, because look, yeah, we got the deep lines going on in the forehead. And it just happens to be what it is. But make sure you're using a big old fluffy brush when you put the setting powder on, because that's going to actually take any excess off your face that could potentially fall into those fine lines or wrinkles. Now, if you've watched me before, you know that I like to come back with a little extra blush just to give it a little extra pop of color, because that setting powder is going to mattify things a little bit for you. Now, somebody asked me the other day, like, what if I get too much blush on my face? Like, that can look like a little bit much there. One thing you can do with that is go back and grab the foundation brush that you were using. And this is going to kind of luminate or tone it down just a little bit, because there's still a bit of foundation left on there. And so you're putting that foundation on top of the blush. Same applies if you put too much bronzer on. You can come back with this. And I head out for a walk here pretty soon with the hubby. I need to stop at the store and pick up some more spinach because we ate it all. And also some more fruit because I forgot to get some that I really needed. Let me see, did I get my spoolie brush out? Yes, I did. All right, so when you're doing your brows, start off by brushing them up. Now, I'm actually going to think about, I've seen a lot of people that their brows are very trimmed. I don't have very many brows, but they brush them up like this, and they will trim them so they're nice and trimmed across here. I'm afraid to trim mine because I don't have very many. Which the gel is actually, sorry, my talking machine. Somebody walked by the front of the house. Helps smooth out and gives a little bit of color and just frames your face gently. Now, I'm just brushing these up using the brush. See what I mean? There's a little bit there. See the difference though? I'm going to smooth that out a little bit though with my spoolie and my pencil that I might actually use to fill in a couple of these areas that there's not a lot. I'm using the color dark. There's several shades of this gel, and the gel just helps your brows just kind of really be framing your face easily. And I will say though, if it's super hot out and you're sweating a lot, don't wipe on them because they're gonna, it's like any makeup. If you're out in the hot sun or you're sweating, don't swipe, more dab. And that's gonna actually keep your makeup in place better. All right, so we're just filling in a little bit of these. And then I'm gonna come in, look at the difference there. It just brightens and opens up your face. Now I went between the medium and the dark, and I decided to go with the dark after I got my hair colored. I was using the medium when there was actually a lot more gray showing up in that hair. So you can go between a couple of different shades. My daughter's actually using the light shade. She's more blondie. I don't know where she got that. Oh, I can hear our old car running. Looks like we're taking that this morning, or he's just starting it just because. I feel like we're gonna take it this morning just because It's a nice cool morning out there. Almost to the point of I'm not quite sure whether I'm gonna take a jacket. I might take a jacket just to have with us. If it gets too hot, I can always tie it around my waist. All right, look how well that just shapes those brows. I'm amazed that I actually look like I have brows, because mine are not. All right, let's get some lipstick on. Let's get the mascara on. Then we'll put some lips on, and then we're gonna call it a morning. If you're just hopping on, you can go back and watch the replay because it'll get posted. Oh my gosh, I just love this mascara. This is my favorite mascara in the world. Now, I do enjoy occasionally wearing the twisted mascara. And I always forget about 4D. 4D is also one that's got fibers built in, so it really, like, if you want to look like you have false eyelashes on, 4D is going to be your friend. Like, if you have an event and you don't want to go get lash extensions, 4D is going to be your gal. But this Quadra, I like it mostly because it helps my lashes grow. That also has primer in it. It makes you look like you have lashes. Like, I have customers that have purchased Quadra and tried some other ones. And if they're in the itty bitty lash committee, like a lot of people are, they're just floored with how many lashes show up when they use this. So yeah, keep that in mind. Oh, sneak peek though. So today my free product is changing. It's going to be one of my Uology cleansers, which y'all need cleanser to wash your makeup off every day. And even if you don't wear makeup, you need a cleanser to wash your face at night. Double cleanse it. It's kind of like wash, rinse, repeat, no matter what. That's the free product today through Wednesday. Thursday, the free product is going to be this. You guys, if you've never tried Quadra or you need a refill, all you got to do to get a free one is pick up 3 items from my storefront that are retail 20 or more. That doesn't mean you're going to automatically have to spend $60 because some things start out at $20 but are on sale for 10 or 15 bucks. So those still count. So pick up 3 of those and automatically when you go to checkout, the free item comes in now. That's how it works for any time you order anything from me. But also know if you only need one thing, you're always going to get free shipping on any order. I'm kind of like your Amazon Prime for makeup and skincare and other things. Because on my overall storefront, it's got like Young Living, it's got my fancy mirrors, it's got Cozy Earth, which is a really nice bedding, and it's got, I think it's got a shirt out there too. There's sunglasses, there's all kinds of things out there. But if you want the free unique thing, you got to go with the 3 unique products that are 20 or more. Now, Young Living also has a free item out there too. And it's also a buy more, save more in case you're curious about that. Your discount on everything is always happening on all your products, at least 10%. But if you happen to buy 4 things or more that are qualifying in there, you're going to get 20% off everything, plus the free shipping, plus the free gift. There we go. I'm just going to go with that today. I'm going to end up with a little bit of lip liner, and I'm going to use a creamy lipstick today. I don't use those all that often. I always forget about them, but I really like them. I'm just going to line them so that my lipstick stays where it should be. In other words, it's not going to feather out. So yeah, busy day today. That course that I'm taking is going to start. I'm also going to create some more content for that book, or for that online party I'm having. My friend really wants me to have starting on Sunday. used this color in a long time. It's called Loaded. It's a creamy one. Also, when you line, it gives you, you know, color in the lines. All right, wish me luck on staying on course today with my not eating all the cookie dough. All right, let's look for today. I think I am all set to go. And also wish me luck when I weigh in the morning so it's not too awful compared to last week. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Drop September in the comments if you have questions on anything you saw today, and drop topics in the comments as well if you have any questions. I'm actually going to take the spoolie, brush it up just a little bit more. Might have brushed that one up just a little bit too much, but we're gonna be fine. We'll be fine. We can fix that. There we go. All right, that's what brows will do for you. Just makes you look like you're more alive. Lips do that too. All right, have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, let me know. This super simple look, just one eyeshadow with a little bit of liner. Doesn't get any easier than that. All right, have a great day. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. Bye, y'all.